Sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support you shower me here with. I am grateful, and you all are super sweet. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about what is going on in Congo and how people are waking up. A lot of people actually do not know what has been happening in Congo, and I am very grateful that awareness has been, people are creating awareness, and a lot of people are looking for also a way to help. And I see a lot of young people out there quitting vaping because they know that what they use in vape comes from Congo, and some of them actually doing it are not doing it because it is dangerous to their health, but because they do not want to support genocide. And I am very happy that this generation is really so much woke. That is something that I really do love, and I hope we keep boycotting all the things that we are supposed to boycott. If there is no need for you to buy new television technologies and all that, please do not bother buying them. Some are also saying that you can decide to buy the refurbished. So please, let's keep boycotting as much as we can to save people that are in Congo, in Sudan, and some other places. And I keep asking myself, why is it that the Westerners always invade people that are higher than? Why are the Westerners, why are they not invading themselves? Why are they not oppressing themselves? Let's get into this video.
Before you go to buy a new phone, a laptop, or electric car, please remember this.
This is what helpless looks like, and he's one of the children making millions for multinational corporations in America and China whilst they suffer in squalor. For this, they'll get maybe 8 British pence a day.
Walitusukuma tunaenda tena tunarudia. Mimi nashikia sana mkongo inauma. Mimi natumia mkongo na maka na mbavu na nikula kinapita kile nyuma.
The tunnels are dug by hand with no supports. They frequently collapse. The miners climb down using holes carved in the rock and no safety equipment. They don't wear gloves or masks, yet the World Health Organization says exposure to cobalt and breathing in its dust fumes can cause long-term health problems. We visited 5 different mines across the south of DRC and found all use child workers. Monica's the youngest worker in this group at just 4. But even those barely able to walk have lost their childhoods.
We are all complicit. You, now, watching this on your phone, you are complicit. I am complicit. But we have an opportunity to end, or at least attempt and try and will end the suffering of these people by first of all raising awareness and educating ourselves on what is going on. 48 women are assaulted sexually every hour. Millions have been unalived and millions have been displaced, all for minerals. The minerals responsible for creating your smartphones, your laptops, your cameras, your Teslas. They all came at the expense and continue to come at the expense of Black children, of African men and African women, innocent people who just want to live like you and I. You can help by raising awareness, using your own voice, using your platform, no matter how small it is. You can also donate, and you can stop buying new electronics. Buy things secondhand, find alternatives, stop buying iPhones. You don't need a new iPhone every single year, at myself, at you. This is how we can create change. This is how we can bring about freedom for people who deserve it and need it. The veil is lifted. This is the time, this is the moment they need us.
I know this is the last words you told me you'd ever hear me say in my fucking life, but I'm quitting vaping. This probably is going to shock my mom more than any of you, honestly, because I will literally sit there and tell her, like, I am not going to quit vaping. I don't know what to tell you, girl. You got to get over it and cope. I'm quitting vaping. I am officially fucking done. I've been learning about what's going on in Congo and the conditions over there and what, because of fucking cobalt, because we need these for our electronics. And then I've been looking up, like, how can I help what's going on in Congo other than speaking up about it, other than sending money, because we need to pretty much hold the production. The reason it's still happening is because of how much we consume. I don't really buy new electronics. I've had the same phone for 5 years. I've had the same TV ever since I first bought it a few years ago. I've had the same computer. I've had the same things. I don't need new electronics. They don't serve me as much other than my phone. The only thing I've been thinking of that I genuinely buy all the time is my vape. And my vape has cobalt in it. My vape literally has the thing that they mine in it. And you know, people are always sitting there like, I don't care what it does to my body. We don't even care what it does to the fucking environment. That's how fucking selfish we are in real life. But there's literally a silent genocide happening in Congo right now. And it's from my vape. It's from my phone. It's from my TV. It's from electric cars. It's from Tesla. It's from all these fucking things. And I'm genuinely disgusted. The only thing I know how to do is to quit vaping. And it's saving me essentially. But, you know, I'm hoping this reaches vapors. There's a million things about people have told us to stop smoking. But if you look up what's going on in Congo right now, and you look at your vape, I swear to God, you will never see it the same. I cannot see my phone the same. And I especially every time I hit my vape, I do not feel fucking comfortable anymore. There's a chest pain I feel now. And it's probably anxiety induced. Sure, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to trust my gut and trust that fear. And I'm going to quit vaping for Congo, which is fucking crazy to say. And it's fucking dystopian to say. And I don't give a shit. If it's what it fucking made me stop, maybe it can fucking make you stop too. Because you guys know me. I used to be Miley and Red Bull fiend. I'm a real life fiend for nicotine. I can't fiend for this shit. I'm fiending for someone else's fucking death at this point because this is fucking ridiculous, bro. Please, start buying used electronics, quit vaping, and we need to stop this whole fucking stigma around having old shit because there's nothing wrong with buying used and having old shit. It's a fucking mental disease we have as Americans that we need new stuff all the time like a bunch of fucking babies. I know this is the last words you thought you'd ever hear me say in my fucking life, but I'm quitting.
Vaping in solidarity with Congo, children across the globe, and the earth itself is actually a phenomenal practice. Copper and cobalt are the two biggest mineral exports from Congo. You need copper for the heating coil in the vape, and you need cobalt for the lithium-ion battery that powers the vape. Vapes are our most significant stream of e-waste. We throw out about 4.5 of them per second. Because there's no way to recycle vapes are just leaking heavy metal into the soil and water. Not only does Big Vape use child labor to extract their base materials, they also target youth in their marketing campaigns, instilling them with addiction early on and long-term health problems. Finally, Big Tobacco, the father of Big Vape, the people behind Big Tobacco and the strategies that they use to spread misinformation are the same people and strategies that they use to spread misinformation about climate change and sow climate denial in the hearts of everyone from 1970 to 2015.
I'm officially f***ing done.
People on TikTok are quitting vaping in solidarity with Congo.
This is so crazy because I was just thinking about this the other day. I was watching these vape ads, you know, the one that we talking about how like vaping can cause you, you know, depression, it can cause you anxiety and these things. And I was like, that's very convincing, but like, I don't think most teenagers would buy that. And then I was like, but, you know, if these companies took into account the fact that, you know, the vape the cobalt that's used within the vape does affect the people back in Congo, they could actually have a much better, successful story on helping teenagers quit vaping. And then I saw this news and I am so happy. Like, I am not pro any kind of like companies or like trying to help them or anything like that, because I simply do not trust corporations, because oftentimes when you have this kind of standing or like when you have a certain type of money, these money do not come from a very good, history. But in this instant, I actually do see how they can use this. Like, literally use it. You're also, like, it has so many benefits. You're raising awareness towards what's happening in Congo. Plus, you're also helping teenagers from harming themselves. So it's like killing two birds with one stone, you know? Unless they're also not involved in the whole Congolese genocide, or they're also not involved with Palestine, and they're not a very what is it? And they're not an organization that's completely linked to the global market and indirectly working with the Zionist, businesses, then I feel like they should take this opportunity. Like, it would be so good. Like, oh my gosh.
There's a viral movement going on this app of young people quitting vaping, not because it's bad for their health, but because of the exploitation of the people of the DRC mining cobalt, and vapes have cobalt in them. And with this knowledge, the young people are like, nope, we're not gonna vape anymore for most of them. And like, it's been videos upon videos of people testifying like, nope, we are not going to vape anymore because we are going to stand in solidarity with the Congolese people. And Vice Media made a video explaining more about this. I'm going to play it right now.
I'm quitting vaping. I'm officially done.
People on TikTok are quitting vaping in solidarity with Congo. Dozens of people have been convinced to quit vaping, not because of the health concerns or because of the cost, but in solidarity with the people of the Democratic Republic of Congo. People throw away an estimated 150 million vapes every year in the US alone, tossing billions of dollars worth of materials like copper, iron, and cobalt into landfills. Cobalt is necessary to create lithium-ion batteries for electronics, such as phones, electric vehicles, and yes, vapes. Approximately 74% of that cobalt is mined in the DRC, but mining cobalt is dangerous and has been called modern-day slavery. Siddharth Kara, an expert in cobalt mining in the DRC, told NPR that cobalt is toxic to touch and breathe, and there are hundreds of thousands of poor Congolese people touching and breathing it day in and day out. According to the U.S. Department of Labor, Congolese children are subjected to the worst forms of child labor, forced to work in the mines and sometimes abducted or trafficked by armed groups for their labor. Often, miners are given no personal protective equipment and work in chaotic conditions for the equivalent of just a few dollars a day.
First and foremost, we're not going to discuss how I look right now because whatever, okay? It's cold. Anyways, my vape died yesterday. Juice ran out. I won't be replacing it. After 4 years of vaping, I will be not replacing. We're not going to come for my crusty ass. We're just not going to come for me right now, okay? It's been rough. Jeez. If you haven't cried, shed one tear over what's going on right now in Congo, Palestine, and all, listen, you're not fucking human. Anyways, back to the subject. I will not be replacing my vape because of what's going on in Congo right now. If you don't know what's going on in Congo right now, they are absolutely being slaughtered and forced into slavery, beyond fucking slavery, to mine a mineral that's being used in our vapes, in our batteries, for our phones and shit. So the very least I can do is stop fucking vaping. No vaping for Congo.
So you're quitting vaping in solidarity with Congo? Good for you. Another thing. You know how you guys were saying that the spread of knowledge takes about 20 years because we, don't want to teach our kids anything because they're too young. We can't teach them about gender. We can't teach them about war. We can't teach them the truth about America. Well, I just listened to a video where they were saying that the e-waste campaign, that e-cigs, are taking a toll on the environment, those ingredients, the cobalt, the batteries, the lithium, being mined by children. And then they're selling those e-cigs to children. So get this, they're also taking your education away as a child. So if they can do all three of these things and keep producing you, now keep in mind, if you get addicted to e-cigs, which is what they're doing, they're campaigning and marketing it to children. So you get addicted to e-cigs early, you can die early, before you realize what's happening with the world, that cobalt is being mined in Congo and that those people are being put through a genocide. So just imagine, like, the US, how evil they are with colonization. They're shortening your lifespan with e-cigs in your teenage and middle school years to get addicted to these things, spend all your money on them, and then die before you can have class consciousness to realize you need to stand up before your whole environment turns to crap. Because most of the times these kids don't understand how to dispose properly of these e-cigs, so they're just leaking into the soil. You're not going to be able to plant food soon. How are you going to live if you can't eat? How are you going to live if your lungs collapse? How are you going to live if you're enslaved? They don't want us to live. They want us to all die. So keep in mind, like, you need to be like voting right now if you understand anything, because most of the times they're corrupting people from a small age so that we can't all rise up and understand that they need to be taken down. So free Palestine, free Congo, and also free yourself. Free the children. I mean, we talk about being pro-life, but our kids are dying from e-cigs. We're letting them be campaigned to and marketed to kill themselves, basically.
I am Congolese, specifically Congolese and Angolan. My mother was born in the Democratic Republic of Congo, but grew up majority of her life in Angola, where her father is from. My father was born and raised in the capital city of the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is Kinshasa. So, as you can probably assume, the news that has been circulating currently about Congo and the genocide going on in Congo has definitely affected me a lot. However, this isn't new news to me, and I don't think that this is new information for any Congolese person for that matter. This is something that has been going on for a very, very long time. However, I completely understand and very much appreciate that with current matters going on in Palestine, there has been a huge spirit and camaraderie in the importance of bringing justice to people. And I want to take this time to educate some people on the history of my country, since I know a lot of people aren't necessarily very informed about what's going on in Congo or just the history of Congo in general. So I'm here to help you learn. If you didn't know, there are two Congos: the Democratic Republic of Congo and the Republic of Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo was also formerly known as Zaire and is also referred to as Congo Belge in reference to its previous Belgian occupancy. The news that we see circulating about the Congolese genocide is in reference to the DRC, the larger state of Congo. Congo is located in the very heart of Africa, right in the center, and is home to the world's second largest rainforest and majority of the world's natural resources. The country is home to natural resources like gemstones, gold, diamonds, but specifically minerals such as lithium and cobalt, which help run the phone that you're watching this video on right now, cars such as Tesla, and the laptops that we use every day for work and school. Technically speaking, because Congo is home to majority of the world's natural resources, on paper, it is one of the wealthiest countries in existence. However, economically speaking, Congo is actually one of the poorest countries to ever exist. Because of Congo's abundance in natural resources, European settlers have been wanting to capitalize the land for a hot minute. The country was colonized in 1908 by King Leopold II of Belgium. Although African merchants have been trading internationally via the Silk Roads for years, during the scramble for Africa, growing European industrial nations wanted to capitalize off of the tensions that were occurring between African kingdoms to be able to take advantage of the natural resources found. Although King Leopold II and many other European nations claimed that their occupancy in African nations was for the betterment of civilization, you may have heard the phrase civilizing savages, or in the name of religion, or simply bettering the economic status of these countries, we all know that's not true. I'm more than happy to make a separate video on the colonization of Congo because it's a topic that I'm very passionate about. I also spent majority of my academic career focusing on the European occupancy in Africa and the history of African culture, language, history. I've posted some of my essays on my blog if you would like to have a read of them as well. But back to the topic at hand. Congo has never had the opportunity to capitalize off of its natural resources. The country gained independence in 1960. To put that into context, that's the same year that Robert Downey Jr., Hugh Grant, and RuPaul Charles were born. This was also the same year that JFK was elected the President of the United States of America, which is also very relevant to Congo's political history that I can touch on in a separate video. You may be wondering, how come Congo has never taken advantage of the natural resources they have in abundance? Well, we've tried. A year after his election as the first president of Congo, Patrice Lumumba was assassinated. After the assassination of Lumumba, Congo was run by infamous dictator Joseph Mobutu, who had the support of the federal government as well as other European countries on his side to help exploit the natural resources of Congo in exchange for putting extra money into his own pocket. During Mobutu's dictatorship, Congo fell into war many times. My grandmother had first-hand accounts of being trapped within Congo during the Second Congolese War and suffered serious PTSD as a result from the atrocities that she had to see. This dictatorship and exploitation of Congo's natural resources has bled into modern-day Congo. You see, in order to utilize Congo's natural resources and to make large profit for companies like Tesla or Apple, you need cheap labor. In order to get cheap labor, Congo is funded by European nations to hire Ugandan and Rwandan militia to forcibly put citizens into slave labor in order to mine these materials. These people are not paid for their work. It is slave labor. These militia groups will literally pick people up off the streets and force them into slave work. These militia groups specifically like to target children because children are seen as more useful for extracting materials out of mines because they're smaller, they have smaller hands, they're more agile, they're able to collect more materials in that sense. I made a Twitter thread that is going to include different resources that you can watch and read to educate yourself on what is currently going on in Congo. But in the meantime, I want to start creating content that focuses on the beauty of my country, educating people on the culture behind my country, the history behind my country, and also the first-hand accounts that I have from my family who experienced the repercussions of what is going on in Congo right now, the repercussions of the war, of everything that's led to the point that Congo is in now. Although it is very important to tell and educate people on the atrocities that are occurring at this very present moment in Congo, my hope is that I will be able to create content that educates people about my country in general so that there is an interest to educate yourself on the harsher realities. Thank you for listening, and I hope that I can post more content about this.
Okay, so if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've talked about vaping and nicotine addiction quite a few times on this page, namely calling out big vape and big tobacco for exploiting people's addiction to nicotine. I've also been calling out people who make fun of people who vape, saying, oh, it couldn't be me puffing on flavored air, not realizing that people are actually struggling with nicotine addiction. And a lot of us started consuming nicotine products, whether that was vaping or cigarettes or anything else, since we were teenagers. I've also been pretty candid about my vape-free journey, the times that I relapsed, the times that I've been able to quit for long stretches, because I personally have been consuming nicotine products since I was about 16 or 17. So I was so happy when I saw a creator talking on my For You page about quitting vaping, not because they wanted to quit vaping, right? But because the materials used in vapes come from the same unethical and exploitative mining that is found in the DRC. And I've seen a couple of environmental guerrillas talking about exactly what parts are used and out of what materials they are used. So I just wanted to share a couple of tips and tricks with you that I have used in order to curb my nicotine addiction. So I'm currently using the transdermal nicotine patches in conjunction with nicotine gum. The patches typically come in like a system or a program where you start at 21 milligrams depending on how often you vape. Then you go to 14 milligrams, then you go to 7 milligrams. Each box of patches comes with 14 patches. So if you do all 3 steps, it should last 6 weeks. But for me and for those that like chain vape like crazy, you might have to repeat boxes. Like right now I'm on the 21 milligram box and I'll probably get another 21 milligram box after this. And that's because I vaped for many years. And so my dependency is a little bit higher, which is why the patches worked better for me than just using the gum, because it's constantly pumping nicotine into your system, trying to curb that craving. Now, if I forget my patch or I'm just feeling a craving come on, I'll pop in a piece of gum and that typically curbs my craving. And I also found that I used to kind of use my vape as like something sweet after I would eat. So now I've replaced that with like little candies or something sweet to kind of take the edge off. Now, the day that you want to replace your vape with another product to help you curb your craving, you have to discard of all of your vaping products. And it might help to share with your friends that you are starting this vape-free journey so that even if they continue to vape, they are mindful that they don't vape around you. And if you ask for it, they can tell you no, because they're holding you accountable. Now, the biggest thing here is to remove shame and guilt from your addiction, because if you're trying to bully yourself into quitting something, it's just not going to be sustainable. And so if not for your own health, because this is probably something you've been thinking about for a long time, but the addiction has been so overpowering, quit vaping because the materials used in your vape are unethically sourced. I hope this helps. If y'all have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Or if you have any tips or tricks that helped you quit vaping, leave them in the comments below as well. Also, I'm proud of you.
I found out that those vapes were made of minerals mined from the No. Because it's always some shit, bro. Like, it's always some shit. I can't have nothing.
So this is all I got from this video, and I am saying a very big shout out to everyone who is also out there creating awareness and also speaking up, being a great voice, and letting people know what is going on in Congo. And it is quite very sad that the children that are out there mining those coal bars, I mean, 4 years old, what do they know? What do 4 years old kids know? Kids that are supposed to be in school are out there mining, looking for stones and all that just for them. And as you all know, we are still boycotting. I mean, boycott as much as you can. If there is no need for you to buy a new phone, there is no need buying it. Do not buy it. And I mean, technologies. And you all can also see people are quitting vaping because of Congo. And I love it. I love this generation. I love how active you all are. I love the fact that you all already are willing and ready to learn, and let us keep learning, because I mean, the more we learn, the more we understand all the horrible things the Westerners are doing to Black people, to Africans, and to other people that do not look like them, because it looks like they look for a way to invade people that do not look like them. Because if not, why are they not invading themselves? Why are they not oppressing themselves? No. They look for people that they know that they can oppress and oppress them. That's why they chose Congo, they chose Sudan, they choose other people. So please keep creating awareness, keep speaking. I have been on this for a longer time, and I am not going to stop speaking. I will keep speaking till our voices are all heard. And thank you all so much for all you do. I am really grateful that a lot of people are out there creating that awareness. Keep creating awareness, keep boycotting technologies and the rest of it, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.